Phil trying to get that bread.
He don't give a He gonna drop us for the chicken though, huh?
Right. He don't give a
crazy word.
He said, if all that stuff y'all saying, I need this money.
He just had a whole little meeting about how we need to be more committed.
Exactly. We gotta be out of here.
I ain't even paying no attention.
Hey, boy, I tell you, boy. It be on.
Yeah. Turn your back on you for some bread.
What the Bible say?
I can't work. What?
Hit it with the bread. Hit it.
Them coins.
I can't
get them coins.
They sold Jesus. He sold Jesus out for a little bit of coin.
A little bit of change. A little piece of change.
I can't help it. I'm like
for shillings.
6 jobs and shit.
Yeah.
It wasn't even real money.
No. I work 6 jobs.
Look, man. Look, fam, you got to eat. I don't give a damn. Do what you got to do.
That's right. Thank you.
I ain't mad at you.
I
ain't mad at you.
You got to get your chicken now.
Got to get your chicken.
Let's go.
Make the show happen. You know what I'm saying? You got to
start the show. Let's go.
So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We
already
been live.
Yeah, we already live. We've been live.
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't talking about that part. The other part.
Oh yeah, hit the intro.
No,
hit the intro because we got
people in.
Oh yeah, get some people.
Oh okay.
1 more minute. All right.
All right.
You guys are on here right now.
You don't want in a hurry. You in a hurry, OG.
It's about to go down. We got a lot to talk about. So you guys see what's in the title there. And we got we got a good dear brothers and sisters that you're going to have to wait on to see and hear about. All right. So tap in if anybody's there. Am I live? I guess I am live.
What was you thinking?
You've been live for 1 minute and 50 seconds, my guy.
Yeah. I'm just talking stuff. Did y'all hear any music in the background?
No.
I already told you that.
I know you did, but I was like just checking with the rest of them because man, the TV is on in the other room and it's kind of like, how in the heck is that going? And y'all don't hear it. This thing must be really.
I can hear it low key.
Low key.
You can hear it in the back.
Ah man. Something anyway.
There's music going. You got music.
Tap in, man. You gotta get them in here. Let's go, baby. Get the sharing. Let's go.
Hold on, man. I'm sending it out to the guys, to the gang.
All right.
It's cool in the game.
1 more minute, Dougie Fresh. On.
The human beatbox. Go ahead.
That's always been one of my favorite songs, y'all.
Human beatbox.
It was cool. It always was cool.
All right, guys. I'm about to go ahead and get it started. If you guys haven't came in, then you know it's on you. It's on you.
Come on in.
We about to get this show started in 5,
4, 3,
2.
All our illusions will disappear, and all the reasons start to fade.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today.
I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the
We should know this, man.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against
in a
people
relationship.
I wouldn't know how to deal with this. Like, add it. And remember, if they're talking about you behind your back, they behind you for a reason. Because you are behind a fake exterior, inferior. You know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got. It was built to last. Yeah. Now that I've been put through hell.
Fat Boy in the building. You already know what type of time we on. We are here.
Like living the place to be. Let's go.
I don't ever slow up.
And it's Dr. C on time. Let's get it done. Great conversations and information.
Come on.
I know. We gotta go. We ain't talking yet. Let's go.
The consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead of say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages of vacant. Modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Under discussion. So did you know that this was under discussion, and why did you not include that as part of your opening remarks?
Typically, what I don't do is divulge the contents of my discussions with
What are the
President.
details of the pause?
Well, my understanding is that because so many countries have decided not to retaliate, we're going to have about 90 days.
No, excuse me? China increased their tariffs on the United States. Trump blinked.
What's the blink, sir?
What do you know about this pause? What are the details of it?
Well, the details, as I understand it, is that China continues to retaliate. Other countries didn't retaliate. The president 2 or 3 days ago said we wanted to negotiate with those countries that asked for meetings. That's what we're doing.
What are the
We've had
details?
discussions.
How long is the pause? How many days? How many weeks?
I understand it's 90 days. I haven't spoken to the president since I've been
So
in
the
this
trade
hearing.
representative hasn't spoken to the president of the United States about a global reordering of trade.
Yes, I have. I've
And
just
yet
been in the hearing with you, sir.
But yet he announced it on a tweet. WTF? Who's in charge?
The president of the United States is in charge.
And what do you know about those details?
Well, as I mentioned,
It looks like your boss just pulled the rug out from under you and paused the tariffs, the taxes on the American people. There's no strategy. You just found out 3 seconds ago, sitting here, we saw you.
we've been discussing a
If
variety
you
of
came
these
here knowing that you were going to be turned off, that these tariffs were going to be turned off, why didn't you include that in your opening statement? Why didn't you reference that as part of your testimony?
Well, I don't disclose my conversations with the president, sir.
These were specific questions we asked you all along. What's the strategy? These are real consequences for the American people and small businesses. I had a group of small businesses in my office earlier today talking about the impacts of these tariffs on aluminum and steel. This is amateur hour, and it needs to stop. What does this even mean for your negotiating strategy? How are you in charge of negotiation if the president is tweeting about this from wherever the hell he is?
The president was elected, and he runs the trade policy, and I advise him and execute his
Who
trade
executes
policy.
the trade policy?
I execute the trade
Did you
policy
know
for the
that
president.
this was happening?
We have been discussing all kinds of
And there's another
options.
member of the cabinet, Bessent, who just canceled coming to the Hill to avoid talking about the market because it's in turmoil. This in just days because there was no strategy, there was no plan. The president chose to take actions that he didn't even have the authority to take. He's put our economy in disarray and near collapse. We have small businesses and Americans who are concerned about their well-being, people's retirement, people's 529 accounts went down because of this administration. We have people that are planning to send their kids to college this fall. People who are retiring whose benefits have declined. Is this market manipulation?
Market manipulation. I think that's where I want to stop at.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where I want to stop at. Market manipulation, because whose smoke alarm is on? Fat boy, that's your first. That's your smoke alarm. Anyway, I mean, what y'all think? What you think? First of all, let you know that was Representative Stephen Hosford, Nevada, tearing into U.S. Trade Representative Jameson Greer. Basically, he's the one that basically supposed to
Be in charge. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And for someone to sit there and
He a puppet for the president,
be able to explain exactly what's going, and to play like he didn't know, until a minute before everybody else did.
Well, what this says is that Trump is doing what he did in the first administration. He's doing whatever he wants to do. He put people in the hot seat to take the fire. And as long as they get burned up and he's sitting cool in the office, he's good with what he's doing. So the reality is this: everybody's going to find out that the person that you're serving has a disregard for people, humanity, period.
Yeah.
So the fact that whether he found out, he knew before he got there, or he just sat down, and Trump, as always, has something up his sleeve. So it should never be a thing where we're shocked that it happened. I think the people that are working for him are going to be more shocked because he's smiling in their face, he's giving them good, cordial, okay, nice ones and all of that. But at the end of the day, they are going to be the mark, and they're going to be the mark for his destruction on, while he's sitting in the seat that he's sitting in. So look, I like the guy that the gentleman from Nevada. Hey now.
Well, somebody's mad when you're trying to be so professional and then you just use the WTF.
Yeah.
Instead of saying the word, of course. Just like what's our girl's name? The black chick, the Crockett. What's her name?
Jasmine Crockett.
Jasmine.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you got these people and they're getting pissed in there, man, because it's being done right up under their noses. You know what I'm saying?
And it's not just them. Yeah. They're sitting there, but this is the thing, when we're speaking up for people, and Jasmine and this gentleman is not just speaking up for people of color, they're speaking for everybody.
True.
That
Exactly.
This is affecting. It doesn't matter who you are, what your background is. This is affecting the economy across the board, communities, states. So they're speaking up because you're just sitting there and allowing something to happen that's affecting everybody. So it's not just a one-sided, only this ethnic group is going to be affected. No, this is a mass, it's craziness across the board.
This is going to affect the whole middle class as well as, some of the upper class as well. You know what I mean? Because this is the thing. For those of them that didn't know, or for those that don't know, one of the things that happened during this whole ordeal was the stock market. In the stock market, once the stock market went down, what rich people did, right?
But did you know?
We already know. Yes.
I was going to say Black Live know what Trump tweeted, what he did.
Go right back
He
up.
crashed it. Donald Trump is a crook and a criminal. Mm-hmm. He crashed the entire stock market on purpose.
On purpose, exactly.
So that his friends and other billionaires could make more money because they bought the bottom of all these stocks. If you think they wasn't out there buying Apple and Tesla and all this other stuff after he crashed the market, you are just naive to the point of you just don't know nothing.
Right.
Well,
so after he announced it,
he was really upset about it, but he was.
But here's the thing: he didn't announce that he was pausing it on Twitter. He announced it on Truth Social, which is his own personal Twitter. So basically, anybody that was in the conservative sphere had heads up and knew that he was going to do something. They didn't know exactly what he was going to do, but he was going to do something. So if you think that they didn't go out and buy, okay, and I mean, look, if I buy $10 worth of stock and it goes up and I make $1, that's nothing. But if you got money and you can buy $10 million worth of stock
Exactly.
and it goes up $100,000 in one day, you making chicken.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So the poor people cannot exercise the bottom of a stock market. It's only rich people that are going to capitalize. And it's the same thing. So it's just like when he was president the first time and he bought a hotel in DC, and basically everybody that checked into his hotel in DC were Saudi business people and all these people. So he was making money because he was the president and had a hotel in DC.
Yeah, which he shouldn't have had, but he
No,
did.
because there's a clause called the Emollients Act, which means that you are not supposed to profit as the president of the United States.
Nope.
But he don't care about that. And unfortunately, the Supreme Court and the Senate and the House are going to let him do whatever the hell he wants to do until something happens.
He didn't bought the country, y'all.
Yeah.
Bro, yeah.
But
him and his buddies then bought the country, and they showing.
But he didn't buy the
out,
country. Unfortunately, the people that are around him are smart because he didn't have to buy the country. He sold hate and division based on race, sexual identity, stuff like that. And so basically, he got people so mad about that they voted for him, not really understanding that he's a criminal. He's a convicted felon.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got a convicted felon running the country. So what do you expect? You expect him to be clean? No. He's going to do some dirty shit or whatever because he's gotten away with it already.
Yeah.
He's going to continue getting away with it up until somebody get bold enough and have enough evidence or enough stuff to impeach him. You know what I mean?
But nothing's gonna happen with that.
Yeah, that's what I said. How soon is that gonna happen?
And what people also don't understand is that because this is Trump's second term and he can't run again, he has 0 F's to give.
Of course.
Yeah.
He gonna do what he going buck wild.
He going off the chain.
Look, bucket naked, buck wild, doing whatever the heck he want to do because I can't run again. So I don't care if y'all don't like me. Y'all can protest till the cows come home. But I'm still the president and I got the Supreme Court on my side. And so I can do whatever the hell I want to do. And he's doing it.
You guys are in different states. Have y'all taxes went up? No?
Well, we don't have state income tax in Texas.
They don't have state income tax or sales tax.
Who?
Y'all have sales tax?
We got sales tax on everything except for food. Okay. We don't have sales tax on food.
Last week ours went up 25 more percent. It was 9.50, now 9.75. So you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, and then a lot of people was getting scared. I mean, of course, me in the auto industry, people were coming and trying to buy cars as fast as they could, type of thing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And put this whole panic and this rush thing up. Now they got this 90-day hold or whatever the case may be. Now you got to stress out for 90 days as to what's going to happen or not going to happen. You know what I mean? Which means it'll probably crash it again and make more money again.
And it's funny you say that, Fuel, because I got my car last month, right? Man, I've seen more temp tags in Texas than I've seen in a long time. People are getting cars now.
Yeah. Marlon, you say y'all don't have state taxes in Florida. Lucky y'all.
They don't.
Not in Florida, no.
Lucky y'all. But yeah, so anybody else got anything else on this or what?
No, Whoopi was talking about it on The View, and she was talking about, that part when he was on there on his little social media thing, and he did state now's the time to,
now's the time to buy.
Yeah, and
it is
that, and so
I'm excited. I'm waiting on my check.
So the market went back down today.
Yeah. So she was saying, that was his way of letting, his people know to go in and, and
go buy.
And she said, that's against the law.
It is against
you
the law.
Can't do that.
It's inside trade.
It's inside trade.
It's inside trading, yeah.
But he got the game. So this is what you guys got. He got the game so rigged that he got the Senate. He put judges in his pocket. He really went all the way mafioso. It's not funny, but it's crazy because when you look at it, he really mafioso. He running it like he the Don of the family.
Who's gonna go to after he done it? Who?
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
And you have an attorney general that he runs.
That's what I'm saying.
Who's the head of the Justice Department? Who's not going to file any suits, and she already dropped all the other suits against him.
Yeah,
it's like he's running it like a crime boss, as he always has, as he is, as he always will be, right? And I'm not shocked. It's just it's crazy to see on live television that they still in front of our eyes. You remember how when you were younger, or maybe 10 years ago, there were so many conspiracy theories when African Americans or minorities were talking about these kind of issues. That man, they stealing money. They got judges in their pockets. They got they got lawyers, and they got the Senate. They got the legislation. Now he's showing you backdoor stuff. Honestly, y'all, he really a double agent. He really exposing the whole thing.
He ain't doing nothing. He's doing what he told people he was going to do.
Absolutely.
People who did not believe him. He didn't even hide it. He told you what he was going to do, and he's doing it.
I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's a movie that just came out today on Prime. It's I want to say something
G20.
G20 with Viola Davis.
Viola Davis, yeah.
Yeah. And some of that, if you really watch the storyline of this whole thing or whatever, it has partially to do with basically someone trying to get away with crashing the market so they can buy enough stock or whatever and get rich on. It's the same daggone thing. I was like, that's crazy when I see.
They've been doing this for years, man.
Right, it ain't nothing new.
That's what I was going. It's like he just showing y'all like I've been trying to get in here and do what they've been doing and not really like trying to let me do. I'm about to run a ball. He running a real Boston. Like he running for home plate.
Yeah.
And he knocking home runs out the market. He cutting tariffs, then putting them back on, making a play, telling all his buddies. He inside trading live on CNN. Like he out here running a Boston.
And I mean, what people really don't know is that fool even had a crypto coin scam where he made that Trump coin. That dude made bread. And then, wait a minute, then they came back into the Melania coin and made bread.
Yeah.
And that man out here
and made bread.
That man out here That man out here whooping ass, man. He out here stealing. He out here really stealing. He got and he don't. I remember my father, and when I'm off of it, I remember when I was a kid, my father always said, one man with a briefcase could take more than 10 men with guns.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And he is showing you.
Yeah.
He is showing you what our world is. It's like all the stuff my father has told me as a kid. It's almost like he prepared me for it, because it's almost like every little saying he said is coming to a pass. Like,
yeah,
it's coming to light, because it is literally like that's exactly what's happened. Briefcase, suit. He walking in the bank and he walking out with all the chicken.
Look, he don't even carry his own briefcase. Somebody else is carrying the briefcase.
He got the treasure carrying it.
Well, folks always think, he wouldn't do that. It's really people out here that'll make you stand on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that is true fact, Marlon. That's what's up. And what's up, Marlon? Matter of fact, where you been, man? Yeah, what's up, dog? It's good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, all right, we're moving on. We're moving along.
All right, we're going history.
Hey, TikTok, baby.
I know, right? TikTok, mother.
TikTok.
Hey, so y'all know what time it is. There's that time of the day where my boy, he gives you that the history of blackness. The history of blackness. Here's Fat Boy with history of blackness, man.
Where's my damn music?
Where is music? Get that man his music.
It's stupid.
No, y'all. Welcome to another segment of history and blackness, y'all. I got a great one, another one. And another one. I have Janice Bryan Harrod, born September 1st in 1952. She is a pioneer American entrepreneur and founder and CEO of the Act One Group, the largest privately held minority woman-owned personnel company in the United States. Born and raised in Tarboro, North Carolina, she was the fourth of 11 children in her family. She attended North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, HBCU, earning a degree in English. In 1976, Harrod moved to Los Angeles, California, and worked as a temporary secretary for her brother-in-law at Billboard magazine. In 1978, she founded the Act One Group with approximately $1,000, including a $900 loan from her mother. The company has since expanded its operation to over 35 countries, serving more than 17,000 clients and employing over 2,800 individuals. Harrod's groundbreaking achievements have earned her numerous accolades, including recognition as the first American woman to build and own a billion-dollar company. She was appointed by President Barack Obama to serve as an advisor on the board of advisors for the White House Initiative on Historical Black Colleges and Universities. In 2022, she received Black Enterprise's Woman of the Year Award. Her commitments to diversity and inclusion has significantly influenced the staffing industry, and she continues to lead the Act One Group as its founder and CEO.
Hey.
That's history and blackness.
That's good. I love that.
That's what's up.
I love that. I love that.
All right.
Yeah, that's good. That was good. I like that.
That was a good one. That was a good one, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I pulled that one out the. That's what you call out the crates. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You gotta pull him out the crates.
Okay.
Yeah. And when I found her, I said, "Ooh, I ain't never heard of her." So yeah,
he said, "Ooh, weird."
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, "Ooh," I said, "Okay, we got one on this one." Yeah, I've never heard of her, and it's crazy. Once again, every week. I'm amazed every week, y'all. I swear, and I'm the one doing the research, but I'm amazed every week.
I'm so
for real.
Like I didn't even know who she was. And
no.
It's a learning thing for me every time we come on every week, because you know you do find some gems, man. I'll be like, what the heck? And the accomplishment we have made as African Americans, man, is crazy. You know, and I think we just do need to pay more attention, because once we pay more attention of those that are doing things, more people will be doing it as well.
And follow suit.
Yep. And why can't we do this and do it on a bigger scale so that our young people will stop thinking that they have to settle?
Exactly.
That's the problem. They're not seeing the things that we had the fortune to see growing up. Right. So everything that they see has to do with the internet, all of that. We didn't have that growing up. So if you were going to be able to see something or be mentored or understand how to do something, how to serve other people, you had to do it in person. You had to be there and you had to learn. You had to take your notes. You had to be able to contribute to whatever was going on. Nobody was giving us anything. Yeah. So
we had what they were able to give us on
TV. Exactly. And so that's something that, you know, we have to figure out how to get back to help our young people understand this. It's cool to have the communications that we have because so many people, families live abroad and things like that. But when you're talking about truly understand, this woman was a pioneer.
Yeah, she's a female Richard Lewis.
Hello. And the thing is this, she built a company. You know, it almost remind me of that movie that Tyler Perry did with the African-American women that went into war in the army, you know, and they went over and something that they were giving them 6 months to do, they did it in 90 days. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yes. So when we don't hear this stuff, especially young girls, because we got so many more young girls dropping out of school now, which is crazy.
Right.
Look, man, my mama never did pass them Encyclopedia Britannicas we had.
Look, let me tell you something.
For real.
tell
You know what I'm talking about.
That's crazy.
we had I bought them for my kids, and my mother bought them for us.
Right.
Exactly.
I need to get something for.
My
I
mom,
need to get something
my
for
mom was paying $20 a month forever, boy.
Hello.
For the encyclopedia.
Between that and the Kirby vacuum, you thought you was doing something.
Yep.
Somebody.
Hey, you done come up, boy. I got encyclopedias.
Right.
Kirby. You got a Kirby?
That Kirby.
I still got one.
Let's say, speaking of that, there's some things in the encyclopedia that's in there now that we never even paid attention to that we probably should be paying attention to now.
No, all the truth is in those books, though. A lot of the truth is in those books. There's a lot of truth that you can go in those books and get.
Because it hasn't been scrubbed or sanitized, or it hasn't been censored like it is now. So yeah.
The internet is.
If you can find an old set of encyclopedias, you better grab them joints.
Right, yes, you better hold on to them.
Because they burning them mugs right now.
Yeah, I know they are.
He said, I'm in a new tax bracket now, and the IRS got me for 3 bands. I cried, but I paid it, though. Hey, the fact that you're in the new
I was going to say,
my man.
Marlon, congratulations. Congratulations.
Hey, Marlon, congratulations, brother. But you need to change your exemptions, Playboy.
That's what I told you.
What the hell?
Yeah, man.
You need to have them withhold more money.
That's what I told him.
Now you got investors down there. Yeah, come on, dog.
Yeah.
Don't let us know you got money. Waiting for Trump's announcement that he did all this for us to show us the level of corruption in our country.
Yeah.
Ooh,
that's coming next. Yeah.
Well, he haven't said nothing yet, though. You think he'd be saying something?
He ain't gonna do it till he get out of office.
Oh,
he got to make out his bread now.
Right.
But that just brings a good point, though, Jill, because I mean, you would think with something like this going on and the way the representatives are upset and whatever, why hasn't he said anything?
He's not.
He's getting paid, Playboy. What?
He's getting chicken. Why would he say anything?
Like I said, he can't run again, so he don't care.
He burning it up.
He gonna burn it down.
I wanna listen. He said the roof is on fire. We don't need no water. Let that mother burn. Burn, baby, burn. Yeah. Trump is Tricky Dick Jr. for real. He out here doing whatever he want to do. Boy, he done took the game to a whole nother level.
So he is, and the thing is that Tricky Dick has snitches, but Trump, he got every single person that is in his cabinet is already a criminal. So they already down with him. They not gonna tell.
They gonna blow the whole thing up.
They not gonna tell.
Yeah. They going down with the ship.
And Moms just said, "What's up, Moms?" She said, and he's exempt from prosecution.
He's not exempt from prosecution, but the Justice Department is run by Pam Bondi, and she's not going to prosecute him.
But that makes him
exempt. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Essentially, he's exempt.
That's so look.
Yeah.
So we gonna say he's exempt for right now. Mm-hmm. Because once his 4 years is over with, it could be a whole different story.
Man,
let me tell you, Trump, when his term is over, Trump gonna be in Scotland.
Yeah, he gone.
Well, that would be the best place for him to go.
Hey,
why? He can't do nothing no more.
Marlon made a good point that I thought about as well. You know what I'm saying? He's saying that Trump is trying to get a 3rd term. He can't legally do it, but he's going to try. And I really think he is going to try.
He is.
So there's already been a lot of discussions about that.
Yeah,
but here's the reason why that won't happen. The number one reason that won't happen is because you would have to, that would require a change to the Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that change would require what's called a constitutional Congress. Mm-hmm. So what that means is that 3/4 of the states would have to ratify that. He doesn't have enough states to do that. So he would not be able to get a 3rd term.
I wouldn't say
trust. I trust me.
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying if all this stuff, if he's gotten cheated and to get to where he is right now, he can still cheat and try to get it. I'm just saying.
He said he got another hat trick.
He may try, and the only other way that he may try is, unfortunately, he may try to pull a political coup. I mean, a military coup, because he's already got the military behind his side, and unfortunately. The judicial branch, which is the Supreme Court, they don't have an enforcement arm. So basically, these judges can say whatever they want to say, but you can't make me.
Right.
You can pass out. You can rule against me all you want, but you can't make me.
Yeah.
Because you have no might. You have no power.
That's why they had to take Ruby Bridges to school, because they said you can cancel it, but she can't come here, and so he had to send the U.S. Marshal down there to take her to school. So you're absolutely right, and so yeah. Hey, listen. Welcome. I told people this is for real, and I may sound crazy or cynical about it, but welcome to America. Finally, everybody gets to see how we've been living. Welcome to my country.
Read that.
Playboys and playgirls, get y'all passports in order.
Yeah, facts. Pam Bondi was the attorney general here in Florida from 2011 to 2019. She tied in with Trump heavy. Peep how he put in Marco Rubio in the State Department too. Yeah, because he listen, he's smart. Listen, people, he's playing chess, not checkers. He's been around all the right people to know how to do all the wrong things the right way.
He's criminally smart. Yeah. He's not an intelligent man, but look, some of the best dope dealers I've never seen wasn't book smart for shit. Yeah, right. They could slang that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They knew how to cut them eights, and you know what I'm saying? How much you gotta know that criminal process.
He may not know all the common stuff, but I'm telling you, he's a strategic genius, bro. Yeah, he knew he was gonna get reelected. Listen to this, y'all. He knew he was gonna get reelected. So the first term, he put everybody he needed to in play. He already did what he needed to do 8 years ago.
He has people behind him that have told him and are whispering in his ear what he needs to do.
Yeah.
Every one of his executive orders are straight out of Project 2025. You know what I'm saying? So people told him what to do and how to do it
legally.
And so he's doing it.
But what makes you a genius, and I learned this from Warren Buffett, what makes you a genius is hiring people that are smarter than you to execute the job. So that's what makes him a genius, y'all. That's what makes he's so smart to know I'm not this smart, but if I want to execute this diabolical plan, I gotta get him, I gotta get her, I gotta get him, I gotta get her. Listen, I need these people. I need these people.
The proper term is criminal mastermind.
Yeah, maybe a mastermind.
He is not a genius. Criminal mastermind. He used the same words.
He just got all his buddies rich. You can call it what you want to call it. It's genius, a criminal mastermind, but y'all are now complaining about how he just got all his buddies rich and he did insider trader on TV.
I'm not complaining about nothing. I'm just informing you of what happened.
Exactly.
If he's not a genius,
ain't nobody mad.
Albert Einstein didn't come up with compound interest.
Hey,
that's all I'm
The
saying.
next topic, man. The main topic of the evening. We're talking about, have you been verbally abused, and how to recognize and things you can do. The reason I kind of jumped into this was because I had a friend that I spoke to last week. They did want to come on the show, but they had to actually had therapy or something at the time of the show to because they were really wanting to get opinions, like our opinions, as to what verbal abuse is, how to recognize it, and then if she wanted to share her story, but we'll have to figure out another time that she can come on and do that. But beforehand, if you guys, just in case that nobody, if you don't know exactly what verbal abuse is, verbal abuse can include the acts of harassing and labeling, insulting, scolding, rebuking, or excessive yelling towards an individual. It can also include the use of derogatory terms, the delivery of statements intended to frighten, humiliate, denigrate, as I said it right, or belittle a person. So if you recognize some of that, that's some of the stuff that we're actually going to talk about as to how you can avoid it or get help for that type of thing. I wanted to do this, and I don't know how well this is going to go, because y'all know with me and videos and stuff. So.
Jesus.
But
Here we go.
I wanted to play something, but
Hey,
I wanted
Black
to kind of
Liv,
pause it and then
come
kind of
get
talk
your
about
cousin.
Shut up,
Save
man.
it, save it. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Okay. Look, man. I love your cuz. I'm gonna give you a benefit of the doubt. He got it. Let's go.
We got it.
He got it.
Engineer of the year up in this piece.
You got it, man. You got
Let's
it.
go.
Got it.
I appreciate your confidence in me, cuz that's what I'm talking
You
about.
got it, fam.
But let me see if I can find it first.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, now you looking.
Before I start talking stuff or whatever.
No.
But anyway, all right, here we go.
What a time to be alive. You and yours versus me and mine. I see what you did there.
I'm gonna pause that first one, or this one, because it says verbal abuse usually comes out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
From what I gather and learn from a friend, their relationship started off pretty decent, okay, nothing bad or whatever. But after probably, I want to say 6 months to a year, it goes back to say some of the stuff that that we talked about before, how people hide their true identity, and who they really are or whatever. But I think there probably was red flags there with this person, and they just didn't realize or know what red flags to look for. So that's what kind of like what I kind of want to touch on real quick before before I go even further, because we got some more on there as well to talk about. But as far as the red flags for verbal abuse, um, anything from you guys?
Well, I know a lot of people, and I've had somebody who's tried it with me. They found out it was not the right thing to do.
Mm.
That when you come from dysfunction, you always have to think about when you're dealing with a person, people, friends, the person that you say you love, or acquaintances, co-workers, understanding who they are truly, and then, maybe knowing a little bit of their background history when it comes to, family dynamics and things like that, helps you understand if there was abuse or of any sort in the relationships that they have, because a lot of that's where that stems from. A lot of verbal abuse or physical abuse that causes another person to be abusive in whatever form it takes shape. And so what you have to do when a person, if you are a very upbeat person and always positive, always trying to take the high road, but then you're with somebody, and then, as that last statement was saying, you thinking that it's a good day, but then just out of nowhere they start bugging out, and they bug out over something real small that you haven't even, like, you're not even thinking about it.
Right.
Then you got to know that's a red flag. Because if you snapping on something, and I really have no clue about what you're snapping on, and it probably doesn't even have anything to do with me, it's some other things that are going on, but you're taking it out on me and how you handle me, how you talk to me, how you aggressively assert yourself toward me, and then very, cunning and slide things that people say when they are verbally abusing you to try to make it seem like they love you. You got to pay attention to all of those things, because people will do it. And then they'll do it like, oh, well, that's not what I meant. That is what you meant. What are you talking about? But I think for a lot of people, when you are in your own space and you are having some issues with yourself, as far as, you're having some vulnerable moments, or a person know that you're vulnerable, it's easy to kind of take advantage of you during that time because you're not really going to pay attention to the red flags.
Right.
So you're going to get more, sucked into, oh, well, I love the person and they didn't mean it. And this is what everybody says is the men say they get verbally abused by women. Women say they get verbally abused by men. Oh, they didn't mean it, or, they're having a bad day. No, I'm having a bad day, but should I come up and knock you out because I'm having a bad day?
Right.
No. I respect you. And so because I'm having a bad day, I check myself so that I don't project my bad day onto you.
Right.
And that's what we don't do that enough. A lot of people don't do that. But that verbal thing is, people try to justify it. You can't justify it because there are red flags way before it goes beyond.
And it's a blame game too,
Yeah.
Sometimes they make victims believe that they are responsible for the abusive behavior,
they're not.
or that they bring the verbal abuse upon themselves or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, they're, some people, how can I put it? It's like, if you're, and some people are very sensitive, you know what I'm saying, and they, the person that's abusing know how sensitive you are, and know how easy it is for it to get to you. And that's one of the things, that to look out for. You know what I mean? For someone that basically knows how, because you could be the sweetest person in the world, they know you're nice, whatever, and then just to get what they want out of you, they do this verbal abuse towards you or whatever, and then feel like, because they know what your history was. Say, for instance, if you were, what's the word? If you wasn't confident in yourself, then have self-confidence, or you didn't, or you're, always worried about how you are, and you share that with that significant other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the fact that you sharing that with them more so was giving them ammunition, talk about you know what I mean, that type of thing. So that's one of the things that they look forward to, and understand that don't blame yourself for the fact that what somebody else is doing to you. Recognize that this what they're doing is wrong, and shouldn't be happening to you.
Yeah, who really have to deal with that a lot of times are parents with their kids. You're raising your children to be good men and young women, but because they get in the world and start living in the world and get caught up in a lot of other things that, they're meeting their peers and their peers are going through things. And because if you're a disciplinary parent and you're not allowing kids to just be buck wild and go crazy, they'll come back and start talking crazy. And then they want to be verbally, talking about their voice and their opinions, or are they've been muted for so long. So now they get to speak their piece. So, that verbal thing of yelling and screaming and hollering, or trying to control you with their mouth.
It ain't happening around here.
Yeah. Because the thing is, I'm going to still punch you in the throat because we're not doing that.
We don't play that game.
That is not. But,
have y'all have gotten any experienced that with your past relationship as far as the verbal abuse part?
Well, I'm pretty sure everybody does, but like
facts.
Jill said, Jill's like almost nobody starts a relationship being verbally abusive, or the relationship would not begin.
True.
The verbal abuse typically comes over time, which makes it more confusing and hurtful. And then her next one is, my rule now is if it isn't something you can say to me in front of other people, then you shouldn't be saying it to me. Why can't you tell me I'm stupid in front of others? Because you know you're wrong.
Ooh.
But Jill's point, everything she's saying is correct.
Like
but the reality is it doesn't always take a long time.
Yeah, it does.
People are so bold now, and they're just being who they are.
Just jump right in there.
If I go around projecting bad behavior all the time and people let me get away with it, guess what? I'm just going to keep projecting my bad behavior. And until somebody checks me, and when that person that checks me puts me in my place and it makes me feel a certain kind of way because I'm not now controlling the situation, now I'm really going to go nuts. Because why? You're not allowing me to do what I want to do, which is what I've always done, and everybody around me have been okay with it. And that's where we have to, we have to stop. Everything Jill said is absolutely correct. But now that men and women are not waiting, they're
See, that's part of my question on that.
yeah.
Are people, and we've had this discussion before, are people that desperate for relationships that they're willing to accept anything?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've told, and I've said this
Yeah.
over and over. The thirst is real.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Why? Like back in our day, I don't think I would have let anybody talk to me like I'm Boo Boo the Fool, like off the rip.
Exactly.
It's serious.
Are you serious?
But this is the thing. This is the thing, Woody. People are so desperate to be with someone. They think that they can change them. They think that certain things that they do is going to change that person. I'm gonna say I'm a bit of a victim at that, because the relationship I was in, I didn't even realize it was verbal abuse that she was doing to me. Until I read about it and got more deep into it. And one of her thing was silence. Now I know you guys probably have never realized that, but silence is a form of abuse.
Bruh, then I'm a serial abuser. I'm silent all the time.
No. I'm talking about say during your conversations, doing your thing or whatever the case may be, and they completely saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like you're trying to
express how you feel.
Boiling point now, because you're not saying nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you escalating the argument because you're not saying nothing. You know what I mean? I had to go through that. I've been through that. And didn't realize that that's what it was. Go ahead,
like Maisha, like Maisha says, hurt people, and that doesn't make, that's my cousin. Hurt people, and that doesn't make verbal abuse okay, but hurt people. And I think so. It's said perfectly. Dr. C said the same thing, right? If you don't know any better, you project your energy, right? You're projecting your certain however you feel onto other people. And then you do have people that are strategic with it, right? Who know that they're manipulative and they came in to manipulate that specific person on those traits, right? I kind of talked about it in therapy yesterday. Like, some people will know your triggers and play on your triggers. Exactly. It's essentially a form of abuse. I also feel that kind of what Black Lip was saying, to go what he was saying, that we have to start to establish enough self-worth and not be so thirsty and get caught up into the role. I never forget what Black Lip told me, like, well, I was hurt, I was crushed, right? He said, but he tells me, but it's your time to get you can work on yourself. And when he told me that, at the time, it seemed like something so like big, right? In which it was, right? Because of the fear that came with that. But also, I didn't understand the reward that came with that. And so to get back into the domestic violence point, as we have to, in all aspects, right? If we see something, we got to say something, y'all. We have to definitely start to stand up and take a stand. Okay. And for the abuser as well, right? Get some help, right? Go talk to somebody in the sense of where you can learn how to properly communicate how you feel. If you a creep and you using it as a tool, you know what you could do. There's a couple buildings around here. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? And if you a creep on that, but if you honestly don't know how to communicate in this world, because I think Black Lip said it. I think we've all been on both sides of it. Right. I think that at some point we've been verbal abusers, and I think at some point we've been verbally abused. But each one of us have used our knowledge and our experience, our learned experience, to change, right, and to grow. Yeah. So for people who are experiencing this on a day-to-day, say something, because this could also lead to your death. Right. Sometimes verbal abuse could get ugly, and people start to verbally abuse you, then physically abuse you, and then before you know it, you in a lake. And I'm not being funny about it. I'm just being honest, And so,
and unfortunately, like for me, unfortunately, my wife knows that I'm a I can be honest with all y'all and let y'all know I'm a big silence guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I have to change it. I know I have to fix it. I know it's a problem. But for me, part of my silence is because there are some times where I feel like I am going to say something that I can't come back from.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying? I'm going, you know, and that's why when we had that discussion before about, you know, when you come home and you need to discuss something,
Mm-hmm.
take 30 minutes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
30 minutes to an hour.
Don't jump out and say what the first thing on your mind.
Yeah.
Because you know, sometimes you have to think before you react.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people don't understand that.
Lift. That's a different type of silence because you're silent to rectify the situation and try to make it better, not to the fact of trying to harm her, you know, or try to ignore her, or try to, you know, make her feel a certain way or bad way.
Right.
Your thing
Look,
is
to
rectify. So there is a difference.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I keep it a buck. I'm fresh about the mouth. So I'm gonna say something that probably should
Shouldn't
not
be
be
said.
said.
Yeah.
And so I'm
You
not
know yourself.
I'm not gonna cross that line because once you hit that point,
Mhm.
it sometimes it's damn near impossible to come back from.
Yeah.
And so
that's the thing about you.
It's always
you know
impossible.
that about yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's a plus in its own itself. Using words to manipulate and control the other person is also a type of verbal abuse. This can include making statement like, "If you really love me, you would
Yep.
talk to others. People, you wouldn't talk to other people about our relationship." Right there alone, if somebody is
That's
arguing with you,
isolation.
yeah,
That
exactly.
starts becoming isolation. You
Like
know, when you
exactly.
find these relationships where men and women are
Mhm.
newly married or dating somebody, and now all of a
Mhm.
sudden they disappear from seeing family and friends. They're not spending time anymore. Or,
Mhm.
you know, if they want to have a conversation, the person that's coming and sitting right underneath them because they want to scope and monitor the conversation, what can be said and not be said. So that's, you know, that's when people try to isolate you for their own purpose. And you gotta, this is what I say, when you grow up in a family, and your family is open, honest, and just very, you know, respectful of each other. And, you know, every family has something that goes on that's right or wrong,
Exactly.
but not to the point that it's super dysfunctional.
Mhm. Mhm.
When you as a person get connected to someone that has gone through trauma in some form and their life has been nothing but chaos and crazy and manipulation and all of these things,
Mhm.
that unless you are a really strong person, that person can turn your whole life upside
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
You could be winning.
Mhm.
And I've seen this with a lot of women. You could be winning in life as a single woman,
Mhm.
got it going on. And even for men, as a single man, you could be winning in life. But
But
as soon
somebody's
as you
gonna
get
try to bring you.
connected to
Yeah.
what I call a curse thing, which is the person you're dealing with, and they have nothing but chaos and crazy, they
Mhm.
will turn your whole life upside down to the point you start losing in life. Meaning you losing your job, you done lost your car, you got issues with your children, your family. I mean, all kind of craziness happens when you're not with the right person, because that
Yeah, we
person
got
has come in and is controlling the narrative of your life. So now
Mhm.
they're dictating to you how to live your life when you were the bomb by yourself, but now you trying to get booed up, and the boo becomes Frankenstein.
Yeah.
You
Eric
know?
said, Eric said, Eric said, change your batteries in the smoke detector.
I know.
Hey, whose house? Who's it? Who is it? Go on and confess.
Fat boy.
It's probably me. It's my grandma's house. I'm at my grandma's house, so I don't know
I got
what
look,
smoke
man. Look,
detector.
it's grandma's
I
house. You
don't
gotta
know.
let that slide.
Yeah,
I
we gotta
don't
let
know
it
what
slide
smoke
for the night.
detector it is.
Yeah.
So
Gotta let it go.
yeah.
Look, boy, 2 weeks ago, I
Silence is a
chased 6
powerful-
smoke detectors down in my house.
Jill said silence is a powerful form of abuse.
It is.
And Cassie said, yes, using silence is manipulate to manipulate.
So they want you to go, oh boo, are you okay? Is
Mhm.
everything okay? And then
Yeah.
they gonna put the hammer down. Yeah, but you need to do this, you need to do that, and if you don't do this, then I'm
Mhm.
a this and Yeah, we not look. Everybody has to understand. This is. It's okay to want to be in a relationship, but you got to pay attention because I can tell you, people have signs before you ever decide to say I do. We just caught up being so in love,
Fake love.
that we don't want to see the signs because we think, as y'all say, we gonna change them. Ain't nobody about to change for nobody. They gonna keep being who they are because whatever that is what it is. So we have to, we gotta pay attention, and you gotta have more conversations. This is why you need to know people's family members. You know,
but see, that's why they tell you all the time. Feels Captain Save 'em.
Is abuse. Shut up, man. Taking time to calm down or think isn't an abuse. That's what Jill said.
Captain Save 'em.
This shit, right? If I can tell my besties everything because I'm embarrassed or ashamed, then you are probably doing something you should.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Jill. And this is hopefully to my friend. I hope she's watching, or she's gonna watch it later. If you can't tell somebody and you can't talk to about somebody,
it's all bad.
Being abused. You know what I'm saying? And it's a terrible thing or whatever, to the point where, you know, a matter of fact, because when she texted me, she couldn't tell me a whole lot because she's already getting emotional. She's already getting emotional, you know. And luckily, as you guys see the scrolling at the bottom, you know, is where to get help and stuff like that or whatever. In case you are, you know, in this type of situation, you know, she has gotten to therapy. The only thing I didn't ask her was, are you still with that person? Because there's no point of going to therapy if you're still with that person.
Yeah, bounce whoever that is on out.
That person needs therapy themselves or whatever.
Right.
And for one, if y'all not going to therapy together to save the relationship, then you're wasting your time.
Y'all tripping.
And the therapy.
I agree.
And look, if you're not married, it's time to go.
Yeah.
That, you know, the bottom line, if you're not married, it's time to go. Because at the end of the day,
even if you're married, if you're not being treated right, it's time to go.
It's time to go. You're not married, it's time. And, you know, and marriage is a thing that the commitment that you vow to the person. And so that person has to want to get help. You know, it can't be just you wanting to get help for the relationship. It needs to be a component where both of you say, let's get help so we can work on it and make the relationship better. But if you are a single, mighty happy single by yourself when you were alone, you need to go back to being alone and loving yourself, because at the end of the day, what will happen is somebody will tear you down to the point that you won't even be able to recognize yourself in the mirror.
Right.
So you need to do something different in your life in order to stay happy. I call Dr. C. I'll roll up on them.
Hey, I roll up on them.
Put the hammer down.
Hey, so this is true. We might have to do another part of this as well, because I want her to tell her story so other people can hear and recognize that type of, you know, things, for example, because she is freshly into it and hopefully trying to come up out of it. You know? So, hopefully she'll be able to, you know, be on one time and tell her story, or just call in and tell her story. You know what I mean? If you don't want to be, you know, identified or anything like that or whatever. You know, keep it, you know, low. So,
and seriously, people need to really understand that there are people out here that try to change people. Okay, you can't change people that don't want to be changed. That's the number one thing. You keep trying to think that you can, okay, now they're a good person. I just need to give them some of this good old love and I can change them.
No. Let it go.
I might have been a sucker for love like that.
I already told you. Look, Captain Sable.
That's good.
I took a little abuse for some love.
hey, Fuel, she don't want to be saved.
Don't save her.
Don't save her. She don't want to be saved.
I took a little abuse for some love.
Is a for shizzer because I say
she don't want to be saved.
No.
I'm kidding. But on a serious note, you guys, I know we laugh about, you know, certain things, but on a serious note, and especially to my friend that she's watching, one thing I commend you for getting help. for what
hold
you're
your
doing,
head
man.
up.
You know what I'm saying? I commend you for that. And I hope that this is something that you're doing, alone and not being still in the relationship with that person while you're doing it. I hope that's the case. I'm sure you'll tell me after you see the show. You're gonna let me know.
Counseling makes you stronger. It does not make you weaker.
Yeah,
I agree.
and never feel like that you don't have a friend. Don't never feel like you don't have a friend and that you can't call and you can't talk to somebody. You can call us. You can hear us on the show. Matter of fact, you guys. I can't say her name on here right now until she let me say so. But she's on here all the time, and you guys have seen her and spoken to her as well. So if you want to come and talk to anybody that's on this show, holler at us.
Look, now that you said that, now y'all know Dr. C don't play about my girls on the show. He is not going down like that.
We ain't doing that.
I'm over here in Vegas. I'll pull up.
Don't
get Dr. C started.
I will pull up. It ain't nothing but to do it. Ain't that what they say?
Exactly.
Look.
Oh, that's a good one too, Jill. We get stuck in seeing potential in those we love, and we get clouded by that. Exactly.
Yeah.
But also remember, I can do bad by myself. Why do I need somebody else? What the hell? What are we doing?
But then sometimes like
I see a cloudy chance of meatballs.
Y'all don't. Sometimes you're not even doing bad. It's just the fact that you just don't understand and recognize the abuse that you're getting or taking from someone. Because you can be rich, you can be doing good in life or whatever, and someone's trying to bring you down without you really recognizing it.
Yeah.
So the whole point is recognizing. We're going to talk more about this. You guys know I'm on the push for time and everything. I gotta go make some money. No, I gotta pay for this stuff. No. Oh, Fat Boy, I got you, dog.
Let's go. Get that
up.
bread.
So up until next week, man, we're gonna either try to bring this back again, or we're gonna, we got more topics next week that we're gonna talk about, and we're gonna be a little bit longer time probably. But right now, we got to get up out of here. Hey, although it was fast, it was good. It was fast.
Yes,
it was good.
it was
good. Actually,
I appreciate you guys actually tapping in, and tapping in on and this conversation as to maybe this is something that'll help our friend or whatever. So kudos to that. What you got, Fat Boy?
Oh man, y'all already know. I love y'all, man. I thank for every last one of y'all for commenting and sharing and talking to us. And if you got any dear brother or dear sisters, send a 30-minute clip, no longer than a minute, to firedupbroadcasting@gmail.com. That's firedupbroadcasting@gmail.com. Entitled it "Dear Brother, Dear Sister." And Black Lift got some heat, so you gotta stop. Y'all got competition. So we got Black Lift and we got y'all. So come on now. I need you.
Lift. What you got?
All right, hey, I love each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Phil got to get this bread. Look, everybody that's on here, I need y'all to tell at least 2 or 3 more people so we can build this up and help people, which is basically what we're here for. I love each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all. Peace.
All right, and of course the last and the beautiful. I don't know, you looking so radiant today, Dr. C. Like
where's all that light?
Hey, you looking fine.
look a little angelic with all that light around you.
Hey, what
Look, let me tell you something. It is always a pleasure to be here, and for everybody that gets on and taps in and have dialogue with us. This is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to help each other, and whoever our sister is that is going through this. Look, we're going to be praying for you, and just know that we love you. And look, I'm serious about that thing. I don't have time to play. God's got things for us to do, and what he don't do, he don't play about his children. That's what
right.
I do know.
That's right.
So anything that's going down with you is going down with me too.
That's what.
Come on, Dr. C said she's pulling up.
We got to do what we got to do. The thing is, this women got to stand in the gap for each other. True. I don't have to know all your business to love on you. Because at the end of the day, that's what my job is. I am to love on you because you need that from somebody else. Everybody else may not understand what you're going through, and they don't need to. But I do. And because I do, then I'm like a mama lion. I don't have time for them shenanigans. You know, we got to get it done. You know, and at the end of the day, anytime anybody comes against you and who you are, it's because of the greatness inside of you.
That's it.
Nobody wants to tear you down when they think you below them.
That's a fact.
Exactly.
But when you climbing and everything about you is elevating and the God in you is shining, that's when Negroes get real mad.
That's when they get real
crabs in the barrel. I done told y'all, crabs in the barrel.
We're not doing that in this season. Anything that ain't about the business of who God said you are, you need to drop them off at the trash can and keep it moving.
That part.
So until next week, we are going to be here, but I love you. So between now and then, do what you got to do.
And Eric, Proctor, Gary Proctor, my boy back in KC. I appreciate
What's up, fam?
Man. But until next week, man.
All right.
If they talking about behind you,
and remember,
if
they talk about you behind your back, they behind you for a reason.
Phil trying to get out of here.
You know he ready to go.
All our illusions will disapparate, and all the reasons start to fade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today. We should know this, man. We say no.
Dear brother, how do y'all deal with erectile dysfunction when you're in a relationship?
I wouldn't know how to do it unless I had it. And remember,